What's going on, everyone? It is me, Ace here, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. And today, we're actually in the district courtroom number 4. Let's see what's going on. The court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor, and blah blah blah. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed the fellow actor Jack Hammer at Studio One of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will act as a point to this fact. I see. Very well, I would like to move on to your testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. First, I would like to call a familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Detective, if you would briefly describe the case to the court. Yes, sir, I will explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio. See? This here is the employee area. The actress did a run through on their stage action scenes during the morning here, blah blah blah. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studio was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station there is a gate, see? Past that are the studios. Forgot I had a voice for this dude. And here's Studio One. This is the scene of the crime where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then, after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio One. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got the guard at the guard station. Now, jump ahead to later that day at 5 p.m. The production staff came to the Studio One to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was canceled. That's just a hole. Like, why?
Hey, you. You're finally awake. You were trying to cross the border, right?
The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to that whole thing again? No. I think I can probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question, and that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. This is gonna be fun. Oh my gosh, I don't like this at all. I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please. Oh, dearie, no need to be so embarrassed. Just call me. Oh my gosh, I don't like that. Your name, please. Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witness to say their name. Wendy Oldbag, dearie. So you can just call me Grandma. Even when I was young and old bag, still how are the children? Yeah, I believe it. There was a captain of club. What? Objection. I object to the witness talkativeness. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony. Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate at the day of the murder, correct? Yes, sirree, I was. And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you. You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony. She sure is one heck of an old bag. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1:00 p.m. Poor old Hammer was and the rest had been doing a run-through since the morning. Moriani. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2:30, right? Interesting to me because I had a certain man walk by at 2 o'clock. It was Powers. That man was right there, and he was heading toward the studio. You saw the defendant then, Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Ah, my neck. So up until that time, anyone who wanted to could go into the studio. Well, there was a security guard at the gate. But the main gate was locked, dearie. You need an employee card key to get in. Right, the card key that I have. So what she's saying is no one was supposed to be able to get in there. Was there anyone at the studio when you arrived at the guard station? But it said they took a break, right? A run-through? They were working on a scene between the Steel Samurai and the Evil Magistrate. They took a basic figured out by noon, and they used the afternoon for practice. Rehearsal was supposed to start at 5. That's why poor old Hammer went to Studio 1 in the afternoon. So Powers was in his dressing room, sleeping, when he was supposed to be practicing. Talk about a laid-back hero. If there was a run-through in the morning, why did you only get there in the afternoon? What kind of errands? Well, you know. Answer the question. Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers, observing, you know. Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station? Whippersnapper, I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job. I'm not sure your boss would see it that way. Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs, always. Never miss one in all. I do not like that face. Wow, I want to see a Steel Samurai run through too. You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty. Not a bad idea. I was at the main gate. Now the murder happened at 2:30, right? Oh wait, I need to. So you were watching there the whole time, no breaks, not even a second. Of course, I am a professional, you know. Are you criticizing me on how I do my job, a whippersnapper? No, just after saying all... Oh. I can watch the gate and eat donuts at the same time. Whippersnapper, whippersnapper. Old windbag is losing it, Nick. Why don't you raise an objection? So the witness was on duty through the afternoon the whole day. Yes, what did you see? How did you know that? Oh ho ho, I have my ways. That overdressed young detective told me. I fed him some donuts and he talked and talked, and if you ask me, that detective isn't cut for his job. Rip. Interesting to me because I saw a certain man walk by at 2 o'clock. You're sure? Sure as spit. Well, who was that man? Really, you should try not to get so excited at your age. You might strain some. Oh, I'm hoping this is the secret weapon! Let me get this straight, old bag, Miss Old Bag. Wait, that's her actual name? I thought that was an... Okay. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about this and in the photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo-Old Tokyo. Miss Old Bag. This is the Mr. Why do I keep yawning? I'm not even tired. Of course, didn't your mama teach you when you said Sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers. Right? Yes! Well, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this court is accusing you of that, Miss... He's having trouble calling your old back, apparently. However, you do have a person as Mr. Powers, do you? Lousy old man. Of course I have proof. What? Huh? Even Exworth is surprised. The prosecution would like to ask the witness, please make known all the information of your possession ahead of time. How was I supposed to know everybody would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. Ooh. She's good. Let's hear about your proof, then. I never say anything I don't mean. Mind you, that morning during the run-through at the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. Now that I think about it, he looks like... there's an episode of Ben 10, correct? Where they get sucked into a Sumo Slamers game, and Grandpa Max is there. He looks like that. I think. I could be wrong. Man. As you can see, he's dragging his leg clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? So he had sprained his ankle. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. Whippersnapper! Yeah, I haven't said anything yet. All of you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on the straight and narrow, up and up. Youth today always whining about each other, pointing fingers. That's enough to make an old woman cry. Old woman? Mr. Wright, please, for our sake, try not to upset the witness. I think Exworth has met his match. That morning during the run-through of the action scene, who was present at the run-through? Well, let's see. There was Powers, he's the Steel Samurai. Then poor old Hammer... Excuse me, the evil magistrate. And me. And what exactly were you doing? Observing, just observing. What about the assistant? Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such. She didn't see the run-through then. I saw Powers trip and fall. Oh, so that was the present that the girl saw. That's neat. Trip and fall. Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. So Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better, of course. You helped make it better? Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then? Oh, her? She's cleaning up backdrops, I think. Why do I keep yawning? I don't know. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. You may continue your testimony. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. He broke a prop? Sure did. His own steel... The murder weapon? Luckily, I was there with duct tape to fix it. This strikes me as a significant detail. I'd better write this down in the court record. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained? Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He just went to his dressing room and rested up for lunch, thus the nap. Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked. Dragging his foot, okay? I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me. Which is? Where is the Steel Samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking through. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes? It is clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that is right. Are you sure? Object. Hold it right there. We keep thinking possibilities, but we have to agree that the photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in the photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I always wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Powers. We have to consider that possibility also. Well, allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? Oh, please, don't ask twice. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go through the studio before then was Mr. Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. So, no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be the Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Yeah, it was the samurai, but could have somebody else. Have I done it? The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? How did you know that? I didn't I just explain? I gave the donuts to the young detective, and then, after some rubbish about being a secret panel, he told me everything. I see Detective Govish's fellow. I could go for a donut right now. The only person I saw go into the studios before me was Will Powers. Are you absolutely sure? Quite, Sonny. Nobody's suspicious looking passed by at all. Nobody's suspicious looking. Right. No one else went in there. What about before you got to the guard station? You mean before 1 o'clock? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then. And I locked the main gate so nobody could get in. Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them. Are you sure? The witness has answered the question. Anyone else going to the studio had to pass by the witness? AG boy? Cold went back sure has. Oh, I just peeked the mic, sorry. Or that entirely forgettable. How convenient. Sometimes for you to look forward, Brett. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this. No, it doesn't. It does. I don't see anything contradictory. Really? Objection overruled. Try to think before you make action. I'm trying to think! If they had, I would have seen them. I guessed right. This photo was taken at the camera at the gate for the studios, correct? Yes, sirree, Sonny. So whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture. And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right, anyway. It's also true that the computer at the guard station secures all cam data. Ooh, you know, if you want to work at the studio, we might have an opening. Of this photo. Note that the back of the photos are printed in the words October 15, 2 o'clock p.m. photo number 2. Even I know that means it was taken at 15. Really, Sonny? Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is a bit at the end where it says photo number 2. Let's go! Photo number 2? The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? Order, order, please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I wanted to ask the witness. This evidence showed that not only one, but two people went to the studio that day. Yet there was only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data on the other photo? Only one person with access to the security. You watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw on that day was Will Powers. But the camera at the gate fired twice. That means two people went by. Well, yes, that's what it would be to be. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand these new fangled computer things. Eggy boy, help. Believe me, I want to. I don't know what this means either. Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too. Whippersnapper. Something the matter, Miss Oldbag? Ah, that's right! I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai. Yeah, well, you can put it that way. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that y'all are able to hear everything. Sigh, I see. Your testimony, please. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. Go through the photos recorded on the security guard and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see? Come to think of it, now that I remember throwing out one photo that day. Let me guess, it was of the girl. Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this. Well, of course, Sonny, I've only just remembered it. Right, anyway, Mr. Wright, please cross-examination. Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. I did not expect that, but I wasn't expecting to expect anything, so I can't slam. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. Another job, yes, that's right. I have to check the people that passed by the main gate that day. I look closely at every one of the photos. What have I got? Well, they keep telling me to, yes, but those computers are so frustrating. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see? That would be important. How exactly do you determine which isn't suspicious looking? Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces for the most part. For the most part. This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag. Well, I didn't talk to that suspicious looking Will's Power, did I? Blah, blah, blah. I think she's missing the point. But come to think of it, now that I remember throwing out one photo that day. Well, who is it? I love that he doesn't say hell. A fanboy. Fanboy? Like fanboy and Chum Chum? Steel Samurai fanboys, real freaks if you ask me. If they get information about the rehearsals, oh gosh, nowhere. They're always hanging about. One day there's that. Oh. Wait a second. Didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words. Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. The grate has been locked for a while. It leads outside, and well, that's where they come in. They come in through the drain. I told you they were freaks. Oh, and they're kids, children, whippersnappers. Kids, children, whippersnappers. So, on that photo that you erased, it was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade. What? Order. Let's get this straight. You saw two people pass by the gate on their way to the studio that day. One was a Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be about 2nd or 3rd grade. Oh yes, we'll see his times for every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him. The boy in 2nd or 3rd grade. I assumed it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield a samurai spear. Impossible, I think it's quite heavy. Right, as I said, I didn't pay much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there, that makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. I'd like to take a 5 minutes of recess. I want the defense and prosecution to consider this new information. Now for getting vital information this time. And that's where we're going to end it off today, guys. That was a really intense episode, full of yawns and, well, full of yawns, as in I kept on yawning. I don't know why, but hey, I hope you guys enjoyed. I had a great time. I am enjoying this series, and it seems like everything is going up right. I hope you guys had a great day or night, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye!